Good morning. Go live. Go live. Great word, live. Alive. Come on in. Good morning. Oh, those glasses are so strong. Hello there. How are you today? Come on in. Are we there? It's Thursday. It's the 4th of June already. The 4th of June. It's very overcast, a little bit rainy, which is great for the farmers and the garden. So we won't complain, and it may keep a few more people indoors, and who knows, maybe more people will come and doodle with us. Can you hear me okay? Just give me a little sign, somebody, perhaps Steve Ellen, I know you're in the building with our good friends today. Good morning. Just let me know that my clip's all right and the microphone's working. That would be great. We're early to the party. It's only 4 minutes to 10. We're coming up on the end of week 10. Week 10 in the SHAC. Good morning, everybody. So good to still have your company. You know, I woke up this morning, I was thinking, I wonder if people are getting bored yet, you know? Every morning, 10 o'clock, it just occurred to me, you know, because I thought, well, I'd hate to think that I was a chore. And I know that loads of you benefit from it, don't get me wrong. Cool, thank you guys. I know I receive so many lovely messages about how important us all getting together is, you know, and what a good thing it is that we have this routine. Do you remember right at the beginning of the outbreak of the pandemic, we were saying, well, I listened very carefully to my dad, and he said, you need a routine, Barb, you need to, and I didn't really have one then, you know, and now I'm like a machine. I know exactly. I wake up, I have a cup of tea, I do this, I do that, I put my makeup on, I speak to Paul Church, I have my yogurt. Still got my yogurt and honey, works well for me. Do my vitamins so I don't take them on an empty stomach. You know, routine, like a machine. I never did that stuff before the outbreak of the pandemic. Isn't that funny? It's all about we control the controllable, don't we? Come on in. So it's not all bad, is it? It's a good thing. But then the worm of doubt creeps in, and I think, I wonder if they're bored with it yet. I'm not. I think it's okay, you know. And I, how long I'll keep going to all the time you keep coming, I'll keep going, you know. And I'm not fishing here. It's my own doubting mind, you know. Maybe we'll do something different. Maybe we'll change it up a little bit, you know, but we already do, don't we? Do a bit of colouring, go a bit travelling, hang out together, do a lot of talking. I mean, at the moment, there's so much going on, so much to worry about, so much to fret about, that really, you know, the idea is that we just park it for an hour, redirect our thinking, you know. This week we're being positive, aren't we? Turning it round. Come on in. We're here anyway. The important people are here. It's 2 minutes to 10. See, I don't think we get started till 10 o'clock. Come on in, grab a seat, put your umbrellas by the door if it's raining where you are. Have you got a cup of tea? Have you got a cup of tea? I didn't have time. I ran out of time. I was faffing about, so I'm on the water. But it's good for you. I'm not going to have a repeat of what happened in Scotland. It didn't all. Water. Without water, there is no life. Actually, do you know what? That's really just occurred to me. It's ironic because today we're going to focus on the water. And why did I decide today to drink water? I know why. Because yesterday I didn't drink enough water. And I was working like flat out. After we finished our doodling, I was doing TV, like little VTs, which reminds me, before I forget, today at 11 o'clock, at 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock on Hochanda, Home of Crafts, Hobbies and Art. So you just have to go hochanda.com, easy to find. Great TV channel. We're on there a lot. And there are so many great little entertaining companies and lovely products. We're on at 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock today with our Pergamano shows. So that might be worth, if you're hanging out and you're a parcher, then go and look at the Pergamano shows, because there's a really nice plate again from Linda Williams, from her garden collection. And that's why I got caught out just now, because I was looking after this doodle session. I'm prepping for the Sunday evening shows, and oh, wait till you see the plates that Linda's designed and the work that she's prepared for us. What a great artist she is. If you like parchment craft, Sunday's just amazing. We've been working on these for months, these plates. They're glorious. I mean, you know, I'd buy them. And yeah, that's the truth. This art just is too nice. So anyway, that's Sunday night. That's what we're doing. And now we're drinking water. And it's 10:01. Come on in. I'm sure everybody's here that's supposed to be here already. And if not, it's all right. There's plenty of seating for everybody. Come on in and welcome to the SHAC. Safe, happy and creative. Stay home and craft. That's right. And this week we've been colouring in our Mandarin ducks, haven't we? Let's have a look, shall we, at what we're up to. So we were looking at our Mandarin ducks. So I woke up this morning. I wake up early and I think about this. See, a couple of weeks ago we did the cockerels, didn't we? Remember? They were nice. I like them. And then we started out with the nuthatches, didn't we? And yesterday we were talking about these. So do you remember, if you get a load of nuthatches together, what are they called? Can you remember? I bet you can. It's a booby of nuthatches. And this all started because of our murmuration of starlings. What beautiful words, eh? So I must frame those. I really must, and put them on the wall as a little reminder of where we're going and where we've been and what we were doing during this very, very challenging time in our lives, eh? It's all good though, it's all positive. But this morning I woke up. Are you ready to have a little look at this so we can get started? And you'll see, because I said yesterday, let's do the lilies. And then this morning I woke up and I thought, actually, I think I've got a better idea. Okay, because I think before we do the lilies, I think we should do the water. We should do all the blue today, all the water. Water is the name of the game today. Because, see, I did a little bit round here, and it's almost like negative painting. It's like you're drawing the background before you do the foreground. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later. But I thought, because I looked up lilies, I thought, well, what colour are lilies then? Because I've seen pink ones, I've seen white ones, I've seen yellow ones, and I thought, hang on a minute, this could get way too busy, you know. First of all, it could get way too bright and busy, but I don't know yet. And then I thought, well, the jury's out. I don't know, because I was trying to decide, do I want to go pink? Do I want to go white? I thought, with all the loveliness and all the brightness in the ducks, with our Mandarin ducks, I thought, I can't make my mind up. And I've got an old saying, when in doubt, hang about, right? And so we're going to hang about. And I thought, we'll do water. And today, because, remember, this week is all about gentle, kind, positive, not angry, not swearing, Barbara. You know, just chill. And I thought, it's really doing me the power of good, you know. You know, we were saying that yoga don't work for me, works for a lot of you, which is brilliant, but my mind still wanders, you see. But when I'm colouring in, or I'm talking to you, or we're hanging out like this, I'm so focused on what I'm doing, I forget everything else. I forget all the worries that are out there, or that I've got, or we've got at the business, or whatever. You know, it just disappears. It evaporates. And so today I thought, for this hour, we'll just do the water. That's simple. Okay? I think so. Let's do that. And today, I know that there are some birthday girls watching, aren't there? I know there's a lady, Leanne from work, I know it's your birthday, isn't it? And then I got a message. I got a lovely message. There's another lady who's watching, and it's her birthday too. So maybe you'd like to just put your hand up above the parapets so we can sing happy birthday to you and Leanne. That would be great. Right, now let's have a look at the water, shall we? It's really easy because if we check, see, you can see I've already started. This is a good way of kind of investigating, having a good look at, when you do the background, it will make the foreground ping. So we're going to have to look at it now carefully. I'm going to use, I tell you what, there's two pen. You only need this pencil. Let's have a look. Light phthalo blue. If you're using the polychromos. Oh, I've got some good news. Woo-hoo. We were tracking them at 7 o'clock this morning, and the polychromos are in Dartford. Oh, Paul said to me, I'd go and get them if I could. I said, they'll be here. They've said they'll be here by the end of the day. So he's going to wait, and then at the end of the day, we're going to pack them all up, all the erasers, all the double-ended, all the polychromos, all the pencils that you've been buying. You know, we've been waiting, and now finally they're on their way. Well, they must be further than Dartford now. Isn't that great? So they're in the building again. Feel free to purchase. Right, now they're coming out to those of you who've been waiting so patiently, and I really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll get them to you by the weekend, if not Monday latest. If you're using the pergoliners, then you're going to go with a B pencil, and the light blue one is B16. It's cool, right? Let's have a look. We've got B16, yes, for sure. Ooh, that one, that's a nice colour, light blue. And I checked them against each other, and they're almost exactly the same. The pergoliner one is a little bit lighter, but you know the way to, if you want your polychromo to be lighter, then just don't press so hard. How are you doing? How are you doing? Everybody happy? Am I racing? I hope not. I just know that there's a lot of water to get through. So we could get started and then we could chat, can't we? Let's have a look. So I haven't finished my 2 ducks up there because I was doing too much yesterday, but that's okay. I'll catch up. So let's have a look. I'm going to use let's get a little piece of copy paper as well, just to check my pressure and that I've got a nice flat edge. See? Don't want to press too hard. Look, don't want it that dark, do I? And also, with the water, we're going to make it a calm water. Not a babbling brook. Calm. Like a mill pond. Okay? No lovely words. So I've done this bit already. What we're going to do is look for the water. So now it's like spotting Waldo, isn't it? You're going to have a look and see which bit would be water. So, for example, that bit there would be water. And we're going to go really gently. And do you know what? I'll get my Dame Edna's on. Right. That's better. Right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start just gently locating which bit's water. And I'm going to use circular, just circular, like this. If I go over the edge, let me show you something. Might as well get this started right from now. If I take my pencil, my rubber, my eraser, my pink one, if I go over the edge like I did a little bit round here, the trick is this: you make sure it's clean, and then you sweep, but you sweep upwards, right? Because you don't. If you start doing that, you're just going to reintroduce the colour into the element. So if you're doing this, and then rather than use your hands, just let me show you, just sweep away the bits with a brush, right? So you go like that, and then you sweep. So you're sweeping into the picture like that with your rubber, and then get rid. And that's how you can clean up. If you think you've got colour, you know where you've been leaning on it and that, you can just. But the trick I'm trying to tell you, see, if you go over the edge like I did there, then you can always go in, but always sweep up rather than down, because all you'll do is drag the colour in, like so. Okay. So if you go over the edge, that's how you're going to handle it. Let's have a look. Right, you ready to go? Right, pick your blue, get your blue ready. Get your blue ready, and then just start looking. Let's see where the blue is. And we're going to do really a light layer. And this area here is probably quite a challenge because you're going in behind the leaves, aren't you? See? Just gently does it. A nice light layer. It's not the end. When we do it this lightly, it's not the end. See, I think that's a leaf there. That's definitely a lily pad. This is water here. So just going to add a little layer in there. Don't worry about the lines in the water. There you go. Okay. So now we need to decide what's a duck and what's water, you see? So we can have a look, and I think that's definitely water up there, but I've got a bit of green in there from when I was going a bit heavy-handed on the green bit, you see. So then what I'll do is I'll take my eraser and I'll come through, I'm going to get rid of my area there. So my computer's pinging at me here, and I hope that can you still hear me okay? Somebody just give me a thumbs up so I know that I think we're still fine. Lovely Steve Ellen's in the building today, so if you've got any questions, then please do direct them at Steve. Do you know what? I think I'll come in a bit tighter. Would it help if I come in a bit tighter? Let's have a look. This is going to be so relaxing doing the water. Oh, wrong way. Let's do it like that, and then, yeah. How's that? That's better, isn't it? Since I found out that a lot of you watch on their phones, I think, crikey, I better get in really close then. Right, let's have a look. Chill, 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 eh? Do you find water calming? I do. What star sign are you? I'm a water sign. See, I am Pisces. 13th of March I was born. Friday the 13th of March. Should have known. My mum says it was a lucky day, the 13th, Friday the 13th. It's nice, isn't it? Right, let me get my flat bit ready. Yeah, what water sign are you? Or what astrological sign are you, rather? Are you a water sign? Are you a water baby? I'm like I say, I'm Pisces. And what other water signs are there? Cancer. Scorpio's a water sign. Dave's Scorpio. Don't think of Scorpio as a water sign, but it is. Well, I think it is anyway. There we are. Sorry about my head, but if I get in tight like this. So, light, gentle, see? Just little circular motions like that. Layer on layer. We're not doing anything radical here. We're just getting the blue in, you see? So I'm isolating what's duck and what's water. What's duck and what's water? See, my thoughts on this from a designing point of view, or from an artist's point of view, is that there's so much colour with the ducks. I don't want to make the water too busy. I want to make it lovely and smooth so that it doesn't detract. It just acts as a really nice backdrop. See? What's that bit there then? Is that a tail feather? When in doubt, leave it out. If you don't know, leave it. We can decide later, can't we? That's definitely water there. Pisces, yeah. What have we got in the building? Have we got any Pisceans? Fellow Pisceans? Super sensitive souls we are, apparently. And, if you believe in that jazz, Scorpios and Pisceans, as partners, make the best combination. So Dave and I are in luck. I'm always attracted to Scorpios. I was just about to say, all my husband's been Scorpios. It's not. That'll wake you up. Oh, crikey. Right, okay. Yeah, all my husband's been Scorpios. It's not true. One of them was Aquarius. Ay, ay, ay. Right. So just gently, gently. See, what we're doing is we're in the background. When we get to the lily pads and the leaves, you see, we're actually going to avoid them because that will give us a much better indication, won't it? Let's just get this water in. That's definitely water there. There we go. How are you doing? Everybody okay? You coping all right? Yeah? Water's quite a fantastic element, isn't it, really? Quite amazing. Well, there's no life without water. No water, no life. So that's straightforward, really. Isn't it? So it has a lot of symbolic meaning as well. I mean, I know Grace, she has an app on her phone and it sounds like running water. And she goes to sleep to it. And she says it really helps her, like a babbling brook. So I remember when she was at home and I thought, what's that noise in her bedroom? I thought we'd sprung a leak in the tank or something because all I could hear was running water. So I was going around checking all the taps. And it was Grace in her bedroom with this babbling brook app. Amazing, isn't it? She said it really helps her get to sleep. Let me just move this out of the way so I don't lean all over it. The thing about water is, you know, it's I was thinking about water before we all got together this morning. I thought it's quite an amazing element because it goes where it wants, doesn't it? It goes where it wants. It will always take. It's interesting. It goes where it wants, and it takes the path. If I said the path of least resistance, it takes the easiest route, doesn't it? So there is a school of thought that says that water is very wise because it always takes the easiest route, doesn't it? You know, if there's a crack, it will go into the crack and it will follow that route. It doesn't climb the hill. So they say that water must take its guidance from like a higher power or a higher guidance, a higher source of inspiration, and therefore it's construed as wise. So I've never really had the time or spent the time like cogitating or thinking about things like that, because I've always been too busy earning a crust, earning a living, looking after children, running around, being a workaholic. And so now, maybe it's because well, a lot of it has to do with our SHAC, to be honest. It does, you know, because I've got to talk about something for an hour, haven't I? We can't. I mean, silence is golden and all that, but if I stop talking now, you'd think that there's something wrong with the volume. You'd start fiddling with the knobs, wouldn't you? And then I think, well, I don't want to talk a load of rubbish. If I'm going to keep you company with my banter, then it has to have some sort of substance. And so then I think about water, and I think about positivity, and I think about birds, and I think about... See, and I don't usually think at that. I don't think about those things. Do you understand what I mean? I've never really had the time or the reason, you know? I haven't. I read a lot, and I watch the Spring Watch, and I love nature programs. But to actually stop and think, like, yeah, I how can I put it? I'm one of those people, right, who, and I'm sure you'll understand me when I say this. Let's say when I started the blog, okay, I figured out which buttons I needed to press and what I needed to do to create the blog and operate a blog daily. And I'm very, very fast at it. I'm very good at it because I do it every day. It's the same with the Adobe suite, like graphic design stuff. You know, if you look at the Adobe suite with Illustrator and Photoshop and all those different programs, right? I don't use 2% of what's available, what's actually possible. I use what I need, and then I just use what I need because that's all I've got time to learn, and then I get very good at the bits that I need because I do it all the time. Does that make sense? And I could look at that across my whole life. I learn what I need to do the job that I have to do. And then I excel at it because I do it a lot. That's about the bones, that's the bare bones of it, really. But now, well, even the SHAC. I know which buttons to press, I know how to link, I know how to activate, I know how to switch between cameras, I know how to keep my head out of the way, I know how to change batteries, lolly, 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 la. Right, now hang on a minute, we've got a lily pad coming up here. So what I'm saying is, now, because I'm talking every day for an entire hour, I have to educate myself. I can't just wing it, so to speak. I have to think of what's worth listening to, what will be of interest to you, what would help you, what would give you food for thought. You know, what would take your mind off all this? Hang on, we're getting into the crucial spot now. Let's have a look. That's the duck. That's the duck's beak. I wish I'd coloured them in. I'd be in a much better situation now if I'd done what I asked you to do, which was colour in the ducks. But I'm sure I can be forgiven because I was busy. This is going to definitely be the blue bit here. This is water, isn't it? So we'll just gently stay away from the lily pad. This is the interesting bit, really. So that's the lily pad. This is water here. That's water. That bit there. This is water. Yeah, so without wanting to waffle, What I'm saying is that now, because we get together every single day, it's a challenge to me. It means that I have to stretch myself, you see, because I have to do a bit of homework. I have to do a little bit of looking up. I have to figure out. Well, you know, not because I want to show off, but just because I don't want to have big gaping silences. Really, I don't mind them, but I'm quite good with silence personally. But I think on this occasion, I think it's good to just chat to you. And I bet you chat back to me too, don't you? Let's have a look at the overall picture now. Is it coming together? It so is, isn't it? See, sometimes you've got to step away, look at the picture. Water, water, water. Where else is water? Got a lily there. This is water here. Right, so I'm going to isolate that area now. In fact, I'm going to do it like that through the... So that way I know. So this is water here for sure. So again, using just circular, just slight circular motions, just to lay down the initial colour. We're going to go back over it all again. We just need to decide where the water is. And it is a little bit like negative painting, really, because what we're doing is we haven't decided yet what colour we're going to do our lilies. The jury's out. Your lilies might be different to my lilies. You may decide, maybe you'll do a bit of homework. Maybe you'll look up lilies and go, well, hang on a minute. I'm drawn, I'm thinking, but I don't know yet for sure. There are white ones with they've got like a yellow, a nice deep yellowy colour in the middle. And I was thinking that might look really, really nice if they were white, actually, you know, so that, yeah, almost like they are, but yellow and just creamy colour. That might look really nice. If I was going to put this on my wall, you know, do I want these to be fuchsia or bright or pink? I don't know. And that's the choice that we've got. And isn't that great that we've got a choice? Eh? So when you think about water, go back to water again. It's very calming, isn't it? What else would you say of water? It's calming. There's a purity, isn't there? It's cleansing. It's gentle. Now, if you put your hand into water, it doesn't resist, does it? It's not like putting your hand onto a wall. It's not solid in as much as it moves for you, doesn't it? It moves for you. In fact, when you plunge your hand into water, it feels more like it's stroking you, you know. So it's very gentle, and yet it's so strong. It's so strong. You know, a drip of water, constant drip, it will wear away a stone. It will wear away a huge rock. Drip, drip, one drip at a time. In New Mexico, when we go there to the house, right down on the Mexican border, well, Texan border, around that, right down the bottom, there's a place called Carlsbad Caverns, and they are amazing. And let me just check what I'm doing here. Lily pad, duck. It'd be a lot easier if I'd coloured these ducks in, people. Right, let's go to the top, because I know that's not a duck. Right, water. Yeah, Carlsbad Caverns. And it's one of those caverns with stalactites and stalagmites, and there's a constant drip, 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 water just dripping and wearing away those limestones, and it is amazing. If you ever do go to New Mexico, make sure that you take a trip to Carlsbad Cavern, White City. Great, a bit hokey, but it is pretty impressive. As a natural wonder, it's crazy good. Let's have a look. How's your blue coming, your water? It's easy, isn't it? Hey? It's easy. Has the birthday girl joined in today? Right. This is definitely water here. Negative painting, you know. I remember years ago, I went to, I was so impressed. I went to Slovenia with Linda Williams. Didn't we, Linda? Linda will be in the building. She'd be sitting there drinking her coffee, watching me. We're good friends, Linda and I. And she's really been quite amazing, supportive during this time now. Just crazy good. I can't tell you how grateful I am to Linda and Lynn Jackson as well. You know, they do all the prep for us for the shows, for the TV shows. I mean, we haven't got the time at the moment, you know, and I don't have the skill set really to do the way Linda and Lynn do it. It's amazing. So it's much appreciated. Anyway, so we went to Slovenia to do this parchment. It was like a week it was a bit bizarre. It was a week in a shopping centre. Sounds a bit strange. And we were doing these workshops. I was there to do the groovy and Linda was there to do traditional parchment. But there were all sorts. It was like a big art festival. It was really lovely. But there were all sorts of different artists there. And we were able to watch. You know, it was all spread through this shopping centre. And so there were workshops booked, and you could go to the watercolor artist, or you could go to the, you know, there were tie dye, there was all different sorts of art, and you could join in, paid, and off you went. Paid your money, got your ticket, went and joined in for an hour or two. Anyway, there was a lady there that was a watercolor artist. This is what I was getting to. She was a watercolor artist, and I joined in her class. I watched her because we were there for a week, and I watched her in amazement. All her artwork was in negative, so she didn't actually. She focused on the background, and the images emerged out of the background. It was magical. It was absolutely amazing, and so she would concentrate on the. If she was drawing a building, she didn't actually draw the building. She would draw the sky around the building, or she would draw the grass underneath the building, and so the building would emerge out of the background. Negative art, negative. But she was a watercolor artist, and so it was great to watch her because she would work around an image that wasn't there. It was just brilliant. And I really like that negative art. I don't like the word negative. It's not a word I like, but I love the concept of negative art. In other words, concentrating on the area that's not the obvious positive image, if you see what I mean. Like at the moment, we're working on the background rather than the foreground, and maybe, oh, hang on. So this bit's definitely water. I tell you what, I'm half enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this. This is so the opposite of challenging. You know, the opposite of challenging. I think it's okay to do this sometimes. Several of you messaged me and said, "Why don't you just not do anything, and we can all catch up with you?" And I thought, well, I can't sit here for an hour and do nothing. So this is about as close as it gets. Really, isn't it? Eh? Just doing the blue. But another thing that occurred to me when I was thinking about the water, so I thought, do you know, The pergoliners, the pencils, loads of you have bought the pergoliners, and I'm very grateful to you for that. And when you look at the pergoliner tin, all we've ever done is we always concentrate on the 16 blending pencils, which are the same as the polychromos. You know, the oily based ones. The ones, if you look at these ones here, right, you've got the B pencils, all the ones for buffer blending, right? Well, they say buffer basic, but I think they're blending pencils. So all the B pencils, there's 16 of them in the thing here. And so those are all the ones that we use at the moment, that you layer up and you layer up and you layer up. But then down the other end, we've got all these ones that we're not even looking at. Look, there's 20 of them, for aqua, all the watercolour ones. So I thought, well, actually, perhaps we should investigate that half of the box. Do some watercolour. Do some watercolour colouring. I mean, why wouldn't you, you know? So perhaps in a few weeks' time, if we decide we're going to hang out together for longer, which I don't see why we shouldn't, I'm not going anywhere. Just because the government says it's okay to go out, I'm not so sure about that, actually. I'm okay just right here where I am, and so are my parents. So, and I was thinking, hang on, let me check, I've got to check what I'm doing there. Is that a duck, or is that a... that can't be. This must be definitely water here. So I was thinking, maybe in a couple of weeks' time, maybe next time or the time after when we come back for colouring, we could have a little play with watercolour. Okay? Couldn't we? And we could have a little doodle on watercolour as well. If we were going to do what the lady did in Slovenia, then that would. The only thing is with that, right? And this sounds like a sales pitch, but it's a fact. What I'm going to say now is you can't really do watercolour effectively on copy paper. That's the only thing that I would say, is that is not ideal, really. Do you know what? I'm going to pretend this is water, because I reckon it is. And I reckon is that a lily pad? I reckon that's a lily pad. So my point is, okay, that maybe, since we're hanging out together and we're mastering the art of the blending pencils, perhaps down the road, slowly, we could introduce watercolour, because I know a lot of you really enjoy it. Maybe there's some of you that fancy having a go. And also, I'm really, you know, we said ages ago, I'm much better with pencils than I am with paintbrushes. Always have been. It's the way it is. And that's when I worked with Faber-Castell all those years ago. You know, pencils were the thing. And so the polychromos, they're not water soluble. They don't work in the same way as what we're talking about here. Look, doesn't that look good? Let's just step away for a minute. Step away from it and have a look at what you've done. Right, have you got it? Have you got all that done? Now let's just have a little look. If that's the body there, I'm not sure about this. I might have to draw something there to make it logical. Is that a leaf? Is that a bit? When I draw this in, more will become revealed, I think. I think more will be revealed. If that's that. It could be a. I'll have a think. There's a couple of bits I'm not sure about. And when in doubt, hang about. I think that's water there. Maybe not. No, do you know what? I think that's not water. I think that needs to be... but it could be that blue there, the dark... That could be the green bit. Okay, well, I'm not going to get hung up on that. I'll sort that out afterwards, because it's going to be wonderful in the end. In fact, do you know what? If I frame it... Let's have a look. If I frame it, I'm going to show you now. I might not have to even lose any sleep over it. Look, if I put the frame on it... Let's have a check. Yeah, there you go. You'll never know whether... It doesn't matter. Insignificant. Covered up is what it's called. So we still got some of these left as well. But, yeah, these are good. They sit... And it was ridiculous, because when I figured out... Hang on a minute. We had these made for the postcards. That looks smashing. I know. I love this. This is what I need to do. I need to take the time to frame the pieces that I've already done so that I don't lose them. Because any minute now, this is a disaster waiting to happen. I'm going to be tearing this place upside down, looking for two postcards that I took a week on each doing. What I wanted to say was, let's just stop for a minute before we go back with the next layer of blue. Right, if we're going to get into the watercolour, right, because you have got, a lot of you have got the pergoliners, or you've got watercolour pencils. I'm definitely doing pencils, right? But one thing I want to say, and I was talking to Paul about this morning, is one thing I do know is how to use these, because I did boot camp with Faber-Castell, you see, because I worked with them for years. And so I know exactly how water soluble, how these pencils work, and I know what not to do, and I know how to use them. So that might be something a really good idea. And if we're going to do that, because we've got the gear, I mean, we are an art company, we've got all the gear in the warehouses. See, we've also got, because we can't really use, you know, I always say all you need is a pencil and a bit of copy paper until you want to do watercolour. And once you want to do watercolour, then you need watercolour paper. And so what we've got is these really nice books. Let me just show you. If you're looking to get yourselves some watercolour books, look, see, we've got them here. These are nice. And see, I use them to do my experimenting with. See, it's all when I want to try something out. See, and then look, I'll show you. Then I've got these lovely little books. These are lovely. And I use these for it's like a diary, I suppose, or a journal. But I practice in this one that I'll show you, and then I go for best. See, there's a Serenity Prayer. And then you see, now it's because it's watercolour, I've used it with pencil. But if I want to use watercolour, I can, see, I put my thoughts in here. This is Gracie. Right. It's just a nice little book. But these are watercolour, that's what I'm saying. So you can use this brilliantly as a little swatch book. You know, this colour gives this, and this is great. This is great quality as well. The watercolour is great quality. So it'd be great for doodling on. It'd be great for colouring in. If you're if you want to join in down the road with the watercolour stuff, and we've even got watercolour brushes. These are good as well because they're brushes to add water after you've used the pencils. That's how I use it. I'll show you how I use them. But this is just a water dispenser. And then you can get ones that are real cheap. And these are not expensive because we've managed to source them at a good price. But sometimes you get cheap ones and it just pours out. But these are actually really good, the ones that we've got, because they don't pour out. The water doesn't just flood your work. See how careful I'm being with my language. I know what I would normally say, but I would never say that anymore. Anyway, so we've got these and we've got these. So in a 3 or 4 weeks, maybe not next time, but the time out, give you a chance to get your watercolour paper and these pens, if you want to. And then maybe in 4 weeks' time, we'll have a go. The postcards, the quality of the postcards, that can take water. So that's great. You know, I'm pleased about that. Now let's have a look at this water. I just thought, well, because I was going water, and I thought, well, hang on a minute. Actually, then it went to then you can follow my thought process. Then I thought about the beautiful watercolor artist in Slovenia when I was with Linda, and I started thinking about the way she painted, because I've always, you know, like, have you got a list of things that you want to learn or master? Well, that's one of them for me. When I saw the way she worked, I thought, I want to do that. I want to learn that. Now let's have a look. It's all about the layers now. See, so we've established where our colours are. Do you know what's interesting? Look how powerful it is here, right? Round it near this lily. Look how beautiful the blue, the darker the blue, or the more the smoother the blue, not darker. I mean, if it was black, of course it would. But if we go into this area again, right, again, we're just going to use the same colour. I'm not going to go to a darker colour. I just want to get a little bit smoother. I want the water to be a little bit smoother, you see? So I've established what's water and what's not water. And then I'm going to go again. And I'm just going to, like over here, look. Just start. Circle, circle, circles. When you get close to an image, do you remember we talked about it last time? When you do that, you've got that lovely flat edge, haven't you? I call it a chisel, and it gives you that lovely smoothness. It stops striping, doesn't it? But the more you do this chiseling with the flat of the pencil like this, see, gently, gently, so you can get in that area there like that. But if you want to get in on the actual, on the image without going into the tail feathers, say, then all you need to do is look at your nib, and then watch. As I do this, I'm going round and round and round, lightly, 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 round and round the garden like a teddy bear. And then I go, when I want to get in on that detail, I go up. It's like I bring the pencil up on its haunches. I'm not pressing particularly hard. I'm just changing the angle. And as soon as I do that, what I'm doing is I'm bringing the tip, aren't I? The tip of the chisel, if you like, now sits right in that area there, see? And that, right, is how, you know, when we do shadow, when we do, look, see, and then I can come away. You know, when we do drop shadows and you want to get right in, that's exactly what you do. You stay flat, 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 flat. And then when you want to get in on an area like that, you go up on your haunches. So you bring the pen up straight, and then you're using the tip. Don't press hard though, because you'll get the shine, won't you? But you'll see what you're doing is you're getting a really good detail. Look, see the difference? Just there where I went in. And then again, as you come away from the area, you just start with your round circular. And that's how you get that beautiful, you know, that graduated, that bleed of colour. See, and then just, so the more layers you do, the darker it gets. And then you just sweep out lighter. See? Look, doesn't that look cool? It's very relaxing, this is. So now, for example, here, so the light's coming down there. So again, I just want to get, because I've got quite a lot of colour in this area here. So now I want to get in on that wing there, right? So, and I've got another little bit of duck going on here. So I want to get in on that, so I'm going to get in on that corner there first. Get the detail in. See? So it's easier just to gently, right. Now I've done that, you see, I can relax again. I can go, get my little circular motion going around there. So you don't want to press too hard. Layers, layers, layers. Layers, layers, layers. Always layers. Right, and then there, you see, now I'm going to get up on my haunches again. See how I'm tipping my pencil this way a bit? See if you can, yeah. So now you see, if I come, let me just steer my artwork to where so you can see what I'm doing. Just trying to figure out where I am here on the camera. If my pencil's there, right, that's it. So, okay. So say, for example, I'm going round and round and round like that, right? And I've got my angle, so I don't want to get stripes, yeah? Circle, circle, circles, lightly. When I get into the area here, right, I'm going to bring my pencil up, like so that I can get in on that edge there. And I won't press too hard, but I want to get in there like that. Like that. You get in like that. And then you go back flat again. See how I changed the angle? And I'm back on the flat, I'm on the chisel again. don't go like that, because you just smear. See, it's always good. Just get a brush, any brush will do. Right. So there you go. So you get your area. It's lovely to do. It's lovely to do. Then you turn, go up on your haunch. Just get in there. Yeah. See there, we've got a bit of whiteness. So if I want to get in and make it look proper, I use just gently does it. Round we go. Lean on something so that you don't lean on your work. And there are lots of different tricks and techniques for getting water effects. Personally, I just want a really nice, calm pond for my ducks. See how you can, just by changing the layers, see how you change the shade, look. So if you want a shadow where the duck is, then all you do, if you want a shadow where the duck is just do another layer. Reflection. Reflection. That's another wonderful word, isn't it? Time for reflection. You know, water, reflection. This is lovely. Yeah. Water. Water in German is Wasser, das Wasser. And in French it's de l'eau. And agua, aqua. But it is the element, isn't it? Without water there is no life, right? Look, see how you can use the lines? See the lines that Mel drew for us? You can use them now to add shadows or reflections. But I think this is going to be really lovely. And all we're going to do now is just add our shadows, add our layers. I've got to finish my ducks. I definitely need to finish my ducks. My bad. Sorry, we've got a lot going on at the moment. We've got the Pergamano shows on Hochanda at 11 o'clock, so in 5 minutes' time. I don't think I'm going to have time to do the talking, though. I'll get Paul to do the telephone. And then at 3 o'clock again. And then on Sunday, 2 to 4, I did the recording for that yesterday. Cool, I enjoyed that. Long day, though. And then 6 o'clock on Sunday again. So it's real TV week for us this week on Hochanda. So, and I'm pacing myself. I know several of you have contacted me and say, oh, you need to take it easy. Don't you worry. I'm pacing myself. It's okay. I can do this thing. And my wrist is feeling better. And you know what I drink every evening before I go to bed, and it works like a charm for me. I drank it in Germany in one of those lovely, it was a lovely shop up in Jever in the north of Germany when Dave and I went there. And it is, that'll do, hey? That'll do. It is, no, I can't put it down, I've got to keep going. What I do is I take fresh ginger, I've got to stop because my hand's going to go in a minute. So I take fresh ginger. If you're struggling to sleep, it really is so lovely. And you know the big ginger roots, and I slice them into real slivers. This is what I drank in this shop, in this coffee shop or tea shop in Germany, and it was so lovely. And I thought, oh, I never thought of doing that. And it's just thin slivers of ginger, ingwer, and then I've got like a glass tea diffuser thing, you know those teapot things, and I put it in there, boiling water, and I put that to one side, and I let that steep for 10 minutes. Right, just plenty. The strong. If you like ginger, you'll love it. I use quite a lot because I like strong. I like the ginger. In the meantime, I take a lemon, and I've got a lovely cup. It's quite a ceremony. I make quite, Dave often makes it for me in the evenings, but it's more of a, when I do it, it's like a ceremony. It's like the Japanese idea that tea is like a ritual, you know, a relaxing ritual. It's one of those, right, so when I make my ginger tea, it's lovely. You might as well light a candle and, you know, and get some Babbling Brook music going on your app. Anyway, so I slice the lemon, slice the ginger, put that to one side, let that steep in the boiling water for 10 minutes. In the meantime, I take a lemon, 2 cups, one for Dave, one for me, beautiful cups with saucers, very civilised, and I squeeze from one lemon, half in one cup and half in the other cup. Then I take a large teaspoon of honey and put that in each of the cups too. So we've got half a lemon, juice of half a lemon, honey, right? And then after 10 minutes, I take the ginger water and I pour it over the top. And the effect for me is within 5 minutes, it's palpable. You can feel it, and Dave as well. It's like, it's so calming when you drink this tea, and I can feel all the day's pressure just go out of my shoulders, and I feel so relaxed, and I sleep like a lamb. So if you have to like, you've got to like ginger, of course, you know. But it's available in most shops now, in most supermarkets. The big crunchy. Certainly we get it at the farm shop up the road. Have a go. See if you just humour me, you know. What's the worst that can happen? You can have an allergic reaction to ginger, I suppose. But lemon's good for you, honey's good for you, and ginger's good for you. And the combination makes me, and I can only speak for myself, sleep like a lamb. So there you go. If you fancy now, between now and tomorrow at 10 o'clock, just carry on with the water. Maybe go and find that app with the water, the Babbling Brook. It's lovely. Do you know what they did on one of the motorways, and I don't know where it was. They actually, because it was like the M25, somewhere in America, I think it was so loud, right, that the poor people that lived on the other side, like next to the highway, it was so loud that they couldn't hear themselves think. And so they built like waterfalls, you know, like, so it sounds like it's water. They put water there so that the noise of the falling water drowned out the noise of the traffic. I'm thinking of doing the same thing up the end of the garden. I've been going on at Dave. Every time we go to Hampton Court or Chelsea Flash, there's always lovely water features. I said to Dave, if we put one up the end of the garden underneath that big tree, really loud, like water would have to drop from a serious height, right? But it would drown out the noise of the traffic flying past. And now I'm telling you, those quiet days from the lockdown are well and truly over. It's full on traffic again out there. So there you go. Maybe I will put a water feature in. I'll speak to Dave again. Anyway, so do me a favour. Tomorrow we're doing the lilies and the leaves, and that should be our beautiful picture ready to be framed, ready to be completed. Okay, so it's ducks, water, and tomorrow we're going for the lilies. And you decide. Maybe you want to copy me. I don't know. I wouldn't, because I don't even know what I'm doing yet with the lilies. But I'll know more when I finish the picture, whether I want to maybe not make them too bright. Maybe I want to make them dark. Maybe I want to make them orange. I have no idea. Je ne sais pas, ich weiß nicht, no sé. Okay? Have a great day. Stay safe. Lots of love. Don't forget to like, follow and share. I'd really appreciate it, because I'm sure there's a few people out there that would be interested in doing this. It's not hard, is it? It's just good for the head. Yoga for the mind. Lots of love to you. Stay safe. Steve, thanks very much for your help today, and have a good day. Enjoy your art. Be positive. Smile. And I'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Bye-bye. Lots of love.